and welcome back to another episode of the Royal Reset Podcast. Okay, all right. Before you fight me, just hear me out, okay? I had some technical issues last week. I posted it everywhere so you would see that I wasn't lying. Somewhere, somehow, some way, the episode did not record correctly, and so it wasn't my fault. But we're here today, Your Majesty. Thank you for coming back for episode 10. And I'm going to take it as a sign that last week's message should never see the light of day. So we're just going to scrap it, okay? And we're just going to start over and move along. So first and foremost, look at you, Your Majesty. You're looking good. I missed you last week, Queen. How are you doing? I get it. We're not going to get into it. We're just going to keep moving forward, and we're going to be happy today. We are going to think positive today. We are going to be thinking about our goals and our dreams and how we can help make the world a better place, right? Exactly, Your Majesty, because at the end of the day, we still have to keep moving forward. So let's say a prayer, a silent prayer, and then vow to move forward as positively as we possibly can. Let's do it real quick. In your name I do pray. Amen. Amen, Your Majesty. Amen. Well, you're looking good, Your Majesty. I am so happy that you made it here, and we are here together to have this weekly conversation. Go ahead and prop me up in your laundry room, in your kitchen, in your living room, wherever it is that you do what you need to do to reset for the week. I am doing great. I finished 75 hard. Yeah, today is actually day 77. And you know, I would be happy about it, more happy about it, if as soon as I finished day 75 on the app, it didn't say, oh, okay, now you're ready for the next size, the next challenge. You know, I didn't even get a chance to celebrate that I had accomplished this huge big old thing that most people start and never finish. It just went right into the next thing. And do you know what the next thing is? Because nobody told me there was more after 75 hard. And that's because when you finish, well, that's because one, not a lot of people finish 75 hard. Two, not a lot of people know there's a 75 hard app. And so when you finish, when you finish, you don't see that there's more until you finish. And so there's a whole other 4 phases of 75 hard after you finish 75 hard. And the first phase 1, is 30 days. And it's everything you do for 75 hard. So again, 75 hard is 75 days. You have to do 5 tasks. If you forget one of those tasks or you don't do one of those tasks, by the end of the day, you have to start back over to day 1, right? You have to drink a gallon of water a day, take a progress photo every day, read 10 pages of a self-help or nonfiction book every day, work out twice a day, both 45 minutes, one must be outside, choose a diet, any diet, stick to that diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol. Those 5 things you have to do every day, right? I did that for 75 days. Phase 1 is all of those things plus 3 more tasks of your choosing, taking a 5-minute cold shower, and spending 10 minutes a day visualizing your goals and your dreams already complete. 30 days. So as soon as I finished day 75, clicked on the thing, it said, hey. And then it said, bloop, bloop. Now you're ready for phase 1. Bitch, can I celebrate the fact that I just did this, like, whole crazy ass thing? Nope. Right into phase 1. Okay. All right. Well, so here we are in phase 1. And yeah, we'll get into it. But that's how I'm feeling, and that is how my week has gone. Your Majesty, tell me, how has your week gone? I know the couple weeks ago we spoke about the goals that you had for not this week but the week before. So tell me, how has it gone? Did you have to pivot? Did you have to some roadblocks that you had to swerve around, dip up underneath? Tell me, Your Majesty, how was your week? Did you slay your goals, as I know you did already? Tell me. Mm-hmm. Yes, Your Majesty. I see you. I see you slay, Queen, slay. Again, as I always say, even if you didn't reach your goals, the fact that you're out here working every single day on your goals and your dreams puts you ahead of the rest, puts you in the elite category, you know, in the queen category. Because so many people are okay with being not okay. But you're not. You know that you are magnificent and powerful as you are right now. But you also know that your dream life is waiting just on the other end of your goals. And you deserve to see what that looks like, don't you? Yes, Your Majesty. So slay on. Slay on. Alrighty. So a couple weeks ago, I changed our positive news portion of our discussion to the 4B Queen of the Week. Because again, my goal is to help you reach past your struggles for your goals and your dreams. And one way we can do this is by studying other queens who are slaying and walking in their purpose, right? Exactly. So instead of the positive news section, we're going to give 4B Queen of the Week. Yes, and this week's queen, drum roll please, is none other than Teyana Taylor. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. Talk about always booked and busy, Your Majesty. My God. My God. Let me just run off a few things that Teyana Taylor is up to this year. This year, right? Okay. So, one battle after another, which is a major motion picture that'll be dropping with Leonardo DiCaprio in theaters this year. Okay? Straw with Taraji P. Henson that already dropped on Netflix a few weeks ago, and I think was like the #1 movie on Netflix for a while there. Okay? She went platinum and gold in a couple of her albums recently. Her new single, Long Time, is out now and doing numbers, might I add. Her new album is right around the corner. The Rip is another Netflix movie that's dropping sometime this year. And then All's Fair is another TV show with Kim Kardashian that's dropping on Hulu at the end of the year. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. Slayage, slaying, okay? Any and everywhere she is, she's slaying. Did you see the BET Awards performance? Yes, she's back in her music gag. She's an actress. She's a mother. And she's a boo thing of our favorite Mufasa. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yo, and let's not forget, she's drop dead gorgeous. Teyana, queen. I am so happy that you got back into your music bag. I am so happy that you dropped the dead weight first and foremost and remembered who the fuck you are. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about how humble Tiana was in her divorce? That she just wanted to divorce and get it over with, split everything halfway, be done with it. But he decided to be greedy and didn't want to split halfway. And so then she had to bring up the clause. And there, oh, first of all, can we talk about how she had a prenup in the first place? Yes, Your Majesty. Oh, because too many of y'all don't do that. Too many of y'all do not protect yourselves like that. Love is love, but protect yourself, Your Majesty. Protect you and your assets. A queen, okay? A queen. So not only did he get greedy, so when he got greedy, she had to pull up the clause that said, if you cheat, I get everything. And we all saw him cheating. We all had the receipts. And so she took him for like 50 million houses, 50 million cars. He's got to pay for the girls' schooling, like everything. She took everything and fed my soul, fed my petty little soul. Yes, so she dropped the dead weight and now she's out here in her bag, Your Majesty. Slay. Slay. This week's 4B Queen of the Week, Tiana Taylor, Queen. Yes. Yes, you're such a diva. Oh my gosh. Yes. So let's move on to what is entertaining me this week. Is it entertaining me? Or is it pissing me off? It's entertaining me. Because the videos are just lit. But that cowboy girl over there in Paris, giving Paris everything. First of all, they got Blue Ivy merch. Second of all, they got Miley Cyrus performing Two Hands to Heaven. Oh, what? No, I'm sorry. Two Most Wanted. Then today they got Jay-Z performing Crazy in Love and Niggas in Paris. I'm not jealous at all. I ain't got no FOMO at all. I swear to God, I am okay. I am okay. I keep telling myself that Cowboy Carter is for Black Americans. It's for us. And them French people don't know nothing about no American Requiem. They don't know nothing about how white people stole country music from black people. They don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. So, of course, she had to give them a little extra to appease them. Because while she's sitting up there performing the Jimi Hendrix version of the American anthem, the American national anthem, they're not going to understand the intricacies of that. They're not going to understand when she's sitting up there talking about during the American national anthem, she puts behind her, no one can take from you what is already yours. They don't understand that. From a Black American perspective, I don't know. This is what I'm telling to make myself feel better. Whatever. I saw the first 5 shows in LA. And I'm going to see the 2 shows in Vegas. So, you know, it's good. It's good. But did y'all see how crazy the crowd went when Jay-Z was doing Niggas in Paris? Oh my God. That looks so lit. I want to say that I'm going to be in Paris for Act 3. But she didn't give this for Renaissance. Paris got what every other country in Europe got. So like, that's how I feel like I'm right in that she knew that they won't get the significance of Cowboy Carter. So that's why she gave them extra. Right? Right? man. Okay, whatever. I'm happy for her. And I got to see the show 5 times, okay? So I need to go outside and touch some grass. I really feel like I'm switching from fan status to stan status, and that scares me. I don't want to be a stan. But I'm proud for her, happy for her, happy for you Parisians. Pray that, you know, America gets a little something. Meg throwing ass in Houston. DC3 reunion maybe on July 4th in Washington, DC. I don't know. What's left? Can we get Shabuzi? Can we get Blackbirds? Like, can America get something? Because you know we going through it, B. Can we get something? But yeah, that's what has been entertaining me this week. Okay. So, let's jump right into the main segment of our discussions, our weekly discussions where we reset ourselves for the week. And hopefully you'll allow me to inspire you and motivate you as we go into this new week, especially after the events of yesterday. So it's really funny that, first of all, last week's episode got jacked. And then this week, I just did not feel like filming this episode. So I am filming this episode at 7 p.m. at night. And it's probably going to drop right before midnight. Yeah. It comes right on time. So for 75 hard, again, I have to read 10 pages of a self-help book every day. And so I just finished Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, in the beginning of that book, throughout that book, he kept talking about a secret and how reading through the book, somewhere in the book from the first page to the last, you are going to find the secret and it's going to click for you. I found that secret second or third chapter. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill is a book that all of the successful millionaires, billionaires have read, probably reread every year. If you didn't know, most successful people read books, read the non-fiction self-help books every year, multiple books every year. Is how they stay sharp, right? And this is one of the books at the top of everybody's list. And it's so interesting because as I started reading this book and going through it, I was like, bitch, this ain't nothing but spirituality. That's all it is. So you mean to tell me these rich folks have been using spiritual practices this entire time to get everything that they have? What? So what's the secret? The secret is the secret to success, the secret to riches, to wealth, to your dream life. The secret for getting from where you are now to where you want to be is mind control. What do I mean by that, Jasmine? Controlling your thoughts and your mind in a way that you naturally, physically, spiritually attract your dream life, the riches that you want, your dream goals, your dreams. How can I explain that any further? Okay, let's look at multiple different examples. I got so many for you. But we're going to start off with Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, right? Because that's what we do here. We look at TV shows, we look at books, we look at movies, and we take lessons from those famous books and movies that we enjoy so much. And we take the life lessons from those, right? Okay, so let's look at Arya Stark in Game of Thrones. Arya Stark, if you've never watched Game of Thrones, is one of the most badass characters in Game of Thrones ever. But it took her the entire series to get to her badass part, right? She went through hell. That poor baby went through hell. Had to watch. If you haven't seen Game of Thrones, like, had to watch her family go through mess, okay? I'm not gonna give spoilers. Had to watch her family go through some messed up shit. Had to watch people in her family get killed. Had to get there right after they got killed. Had to pretend to be a boy so she could stay alive. Like, my girl went through it, okay? She went through it. So, halfway through the series, after watching half of her family die, she created this kill list, right? And I'm gonna pull it up now so I can drop the names, right? She created a kill list, and there was a segment or an episode that was all about her and how every single night, every single day, rain, shine, while she was pretending to be a boy who was a slave to a Lannister, who, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, we hate the Lannisters. We hate them with a passion. A deep, deep, deep-seated passion. Okay? While she was a slave to a Lannister, pretending to be a boy so that she could stay alive, she would repeat this list in her head every single day. And this is what kept her going, right? Joffrey, Cersei, Walder Frey, Meryn Trant, Tywin Lannister, the Red Woman, Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr, Ilpayne, the Mountain, the Hound. Joffrey, Cersei, Walder Frey, Meryn Trant, Tywin Lannister, the Red Woman, Beric Dondarrion, Thoros of Myr, Ilpayne, the Mountain, the Hound. Every single day. Rain, shine, before she went to sleep, when she couldn't sleep, in her head as she was serving the Lannister, I'm not going to tell you which Lannister, their drinks, as she was slaving away, as she was sleeping in mud and dirt. Every single day she repeated this list over and over and over and over again. And while a lot of people, including myself, think the last season was absolute trash, one of the best parts of the last season was when she got her revenge on Walder Frey and his entire clan. And then she said, what did she say? She left one person alive who was an innocent in the whole situation. And she was like, tell them that the North remembers. It was just such a feel-good. Because you watched all the issues she went through, and you knew she was going to come for everybody on that list. And she didn't get to everybody on that list. Other people got to them for her. But if you know, the Starks saved the world that year. So she's one of the Starks that saved the world that year. 1 and 2, the way she got Walder Frey, priceless. So why do I bring up Arya Stark when I'm talking about mind control? That list that she went over in her head every single day was her controlling her mind. It was her keeping in mind her goals, which was to take all them people on her list out. That was her kill list. It was a kill list. Her goal was to take all them people out. Everybody who ever did her or her family wrong, she was coming for that ass. And so that helped her stay motivated. Even when she was sleeping in mud. Even when it was raining. Even when she was working as a slave, pretending to be a boy in order to stay alive. Even while she was training to become the badass assassin that she ended up being. She repeated that list over and over and over again. And no matter what she was going through, it didn't matter, because she knew that she was coming for Walder Frey. She was coming for Cersei Lannister. She was coming for Tywin Lannister. She knew that with a deep-seated passion. And so it didn't matter what she was going through at the moment, in the present, because she knew that she was going to take them out. That is a form of mind control. What's another real-world example? Myself. Y'all know I grew up homeless for the first 17 years of my life, right? Had no business going to college because I absolutely couldn't afford college. I ain't had no college money. But I still went to college for not 4 years, but 5, studied abroad for one of those years. And I did not pay a damn dime of my own money. Actually, I did pay $400 for my study abroad semester in Australia, but that $400 was refunded to me. So that doesn't count. So how did I get into Chapman University, which is a private university, by the way? So we're talking $50,000 a year. How did I trick them people into letting me live on campus, eat on campus, and go to their school for free for 5 years? I spoke it over and over and over again. I don't know how I got it in my head that they had a good acceptance rate, because they didn't. It was like 12.5 at the time. But I thought it was like 50 or something. Somewhere, some way, I was doing some research and they lied to me. I didn't say 50. It wasn't 50, but it was like 25%. It had a good chance. And someone told me, my high school counselor told me that I wasn't going to get into college, so that I should go to a JC first and then transfer over. She said the only way that I could get into college is if I tried for a private university and wrote an essay and told them my story of how I grew up homeless, right? And so I did some research, found Chapman University, and thought, okay, well, they have a good acceptance rate. They didn't. I don't know what I saw, but they didn't. And all I had to do was write an essay. And I went to college for creative writing. So ain't no thing but a chicken wing for me to write something up. Right? So from that moment on, when I found Chapman University online and it said that they had like a 30% acceptance rate, which was a lie, I said, that's the school I'm going to. I had the desire in my head, made the decision that day, that's the school I'm going to. So everywhere I went, someone asked me, what are you doing once you graduate from high school? I would say, I'm going to Chapman University. 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 This is how I got into Chapman University. I was volunteering for a nonprofit program, and they asked me to speak. Not only am I a writer, I'm also a speaker, right? So I spoke for them. But before I went up on stage, I remember it clear as day. Joey, the nonprofit lead, the CEO, told me, don't forget to bring up the school you're trying to get into so that we can see if we can raise some money for that as well. Now, I thought he was talking about Chapman University. But in reality, at the time, I was going through IMTA, which is a modeling / acting school. And I was trying to raise funds to go to New York for a competition in 6 months, right? However, that wasn't even in my brain. I thought he was talking about Chapman University. So I got up there, I spoke, persuaded the people to open their pocketbooks for the nonprofit, which is Project REATMO, by the way, reaching youth through music opportunities. Shout out to REATMO. And then I also spoke about how I was getting ready to graduate from high school and was applying to Chapman University. As soon as I stepped off stage, 3 people stepped to me. 4 people stepped to me actually. 2 of them knew admissions counselors at Chapman University. 1 of them knew the president at the time, President Doe. And then the 4th person said that she would personally edit my essay for my application. All those people talked to all those people and did all those things that they promised me. And the president of the university, Doty, pushed my application through himself. And next thing you know, I'm going to Chapman University on a full ride. How did I get there? I made the decision. And everywhere I went, I said, I'm going to Chapman University. I'm going to Chapman University. I'm going to Chapman University. There was no other option for me. Because remember, I was homeless with my mom and my brother. There was no other option for me. I controlled my mind. Another way, how did I get to Sydney, Australia and Milan, Italy again for free? I kept telling people every time someone asked me, hey, so how's it going? What are you up to? I would be like, oh, well, I just applied to study abroad. I'll be studying abroad in Sydney, Australia in the fall and Milan, Italy in the spring. Sydney, Australia in the fall and Milan, Italy in the spring. I'll be going to Sydney, Australia in the fall and Milan, Italy in the spring. Every single time somebody asked me when the summer was coming up, what you doing this summer? Actually, I'm leaving for Sydney, Australia in the fall, Milan in the spring. Sydney, Australia in the fall, Milan in the spring. I was a resident advisor for my sophomore year. I was studying abroad my junior year. So all the resident advisors were like, are you going to reapply? No, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be in Sydney, Australia in the fall, Milan, Italy in the spring. Kept saying it over and over and over again, speaking it into existence and telling myself that that's what was going to happen, controlling my mind. And what happened? I studied abroad in Sydney, Australia in the fall and did an exchange in Milan, Italy in the spring. I controlled my mind. One more example. Coco Gauff just won the French Open, right? Okay. She said that during that last match, she knew that majority of the people in the stands were rooting for and chanting her opponent's name. And so in order to keep her mind straight and focused on her goal, which was winning, she started chanting her own name. Coco Gauff, Coco Gauff in her head over and over and over again, controlling her own mind, keeping herself focused on the goal, which was to win the French Open. And what did she do? Was she not just our very first 4B Queen of the Week? Yes, because she won, right? Exactly. She controlled her mind. So, the whole purpose of Think and Grow Rich is to decide what it is that you want. Make a plan to get what you want by a certain date. Write that goal, that plan, that date down. And then control your mind. Do everything you possibly can to believe that that is what you are going to achieve. Read it, what you write down every single day before you go to bed. When you wake up, visualize your goals already completed. And whenever some negativity comes in, knock it out the way. Positive thinking only. Stay focused on the goal. We can go deeper than just positive thinking. You have to believe with every being, every atom of your body that this is what is going to happen. Beyonce in the Renaissance World Tour movie said there were many times, and she showed 2 times, where people would tell her that the vision she clearly had of the Renaissance tour in her head wasn't possible. Twice in the show, in the movie, she showed us when someone came up to her and said, you can't do that. Or the equipment that you need to create this effect doesn't exist. And both times she had to be like, yes, it does. Yes, we can. Go back and figure it out. Or I just Googled it and I saw this. Use that. Figure it out. When people are coming at you telling you it's not, you can't do it, it's not possible, you have to believe, you have to think so highly of yourself and of your capabilities to bring this goal into fruition, that when negative Nancy's and Debbie Downers come to try to tear and pick apart your goal, you stay firm. Controlling your mind. Controlling your mind. Mind control. Now, some folks would call thinking positive as toxic positivity. I found out about this term just a couple years ago. And at that time, up until recently actually, I would have told you that there's no such thing as toxic positivity. However, right now, as soon as I finished Think and Grow Rich, I started reading another book very similar to Think and Grow Rich called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it's written by a plastic surgeon, who would notice that there were some of his clients that as soon as he finished with his scalpel and they healed up, they turned into completely different people, successful people, and completely changed their lives around. And then there were others who either didn't see the changes that he had made, or there was no change to their life at all. And he says that it all comes down to your self-image, how you see yourself. So there are people whose self-image is so negative, and that negative image is so ingrained in their being based off of their experience, based off of what they've seen, based off of what they've heard growing up, their experiences from other people, all of that. They truly believe that they are unworthy of reaching success or of reaching their goals or their dreams because of that negative self-image. And so when you spend your life being told that 4 + 4 is 9, when someone comes up to you and tells you actually 4 + 4 is 8, you're going to look at them like they're crazy, like they have 2 heads, like they're being toxic. So toxic positivity, I get it. For some people who are so far gone in that negative self-image, they can't see any other way. And so if you're one of those people who, when I'm sitting here and I'm telling you the key to your success is controlling your mind by any means necessary, you're looking at me like I'm crazy. You're looking at me like, oh, another one of these, another one of those. You're looking at me like this is a cliche. Everybody says this. Everybody says this because it's what it is. You ever think about that? You ever think about that? That people say 4 + 4 is 8 because that's actually what 4 + 4 is? But it's okay, because I'm going to keep working on you. I'm going to keep showing you. I'm going to keep showing up every week, every day. And I'm going to keep showing you that 4 + 4 is 8. This is more for those people who don't need to see it. Because if you have a negative self-image, you need to see the truth in order to believe the truth, right? That's the only way to get through. But there are some people who just need to hear it over and over and again, or some people who know it in their heart of hearts, believe it to be true, but need that push to start acting on that truth. This is for you. This is for you. How do you begin to control your mind and make sure that you are thinking as positive as you possibly can? Well, first of all, you can read books like Think and Grow Rich, like Psycho-Cybernetics for yourself. You can read books like The Alchemist, The Pearl, The Success Principles, to develop, to read and hear these terms and these theories for yourself, right? But then you can start to do things like blocking and unfollowing any social media account that makes you feel negative in any type of way. If you look at all my social media accounts, I only follow very few people. And those people either entertain me, make me smile, make me laugh, or teach me something or hype me up in some way. You can create your own power playlist. I create a power playlist every year, right? And every time I listen to that power playlist, I have a power playlist, I have a morning playlist, I have an evening playlist. And the morning playlist gets me ready to slay my goals, my dreams. So a song that's always on my morning playlist is Ariana Grande's Just Like Magic. Right? Talk about manifestation. Snap, just like magic, I have what I want, right? My power playlist has songs like Money by Cardi B, has many songs like by Beyonce. Because Formation. Pick any song from Renaissance. Lizzo, any song from Lizzo, really. Juice, Truth Hurts. Not Truth Hurts, that's not one. Juice. Any song by Janae Aiko, Speak. Even like step into your musical bag and you can do Defying Gravity. You can do You Will Be Found. You can do any song from the musical Hamilton, right? And then my evening playlist is more self-love, but still a positive playlist. So on my evening playlist, every single evening playlist will have POV by Ariana Grande. We'll have Brown Skin Girls by Beyonce. We'll have Like That by Janelle Monáe. Every single time those three songs are going to be on there. So you can create a power playlist of songs that make you feel like the queen that you absolutely are. Watching podcasts like this. There are so many podcasts out there. Black Girls Breathing. The Read is my favorite podcast that inspire and uplift and entertain and keep you vibrating on and connected to your higher self, right? You can repeat affirmations every day. As I was going through 75 hard, when days were hard, I would remember my why. What was my why for 75 hard? That I deserve to see what my life looks like on the other side of my goals. My goals have been the same since 2012. They've just got more intricate and more detailed. So it's time for me to see what life is like on the other side of those goals. I deserve to see what life is like on the other side of those goals. And so when 75 hard would get hard, I would remember that, repeat that mantra. Mantras, affirmations, writing down your goals as if they've already happened, and repeating those every day in the mirror. while power posing, while not wearing any clothes. It may sound crazy, but looking at yourself in the mirror every day, mirror work, ooh, one of the best forms of shadow work there is. We won't get into what shadow work is today, but if you want to research it, do that. So protecting yourself and your peace by only following accounts that make you feel inspired, motivated. Creating power playlists, mantras, affirmations, speaking those to yourself every day in the mirror. And whenever you have a negative thought, here's one really good way to start training your brain to push away those negative thoughts. Think of your inner critic, because that's who's bringing you these negative thoughts, right? Your inner critic. Your inner critic is not there to hurt you. She is trying to help you and to protect you. She's sort of like, if you've seen Inside Out 2, she's like your little orange anxiety person. Anxiety wasn't trying to hurt Riley. She was trying to protect Riley, right? So give your little orange person in your brain a name. Give them a name. So that when you have a negative thought, you can be, actually, Angela, I love you, but that's not what we're going to do today. That's not what we're going to do today. Oh, this skirt makes you look fat. Angela, actually, we're not going to do that today. We're going to look in the mirror. We're going to look at this big, beautiful, juicy stomach of mine, and we're going to say, you look good. You look what, girl? Give your inner critic a name. A name. So that it humanizes her and it helps you better push negative thoughts, negative thinking to the side. That's 5 really good ways to start controlling your mind, because you deserve happiness. You deserve joy. And if people keep telling you this over and over again, if this book that was written right after the Great Depression has helped so many people reach their goals and their dreams, reach riches of their wildest dreams, and the main tenet, the main point of the book is to control your mind, then there must be some truth in it. There has to be some truth in it. So why not at least try? Because thinking negatively ain't got you nowhere but where you are now. Ooh. Ooh, shit. Yeah. Ouch. Said with love. Said with love. So, your goal for this next week coming up is to implement one of those 5 things. Go through everybody that you're following on your social media accounts and start unfollowing some folks. Come up with some affirmations, some mantras, positive affirmations and mantras. Write down your goals. Start speaking them as if they are. Write down your goals in present tense as if they have already happened. So not I want to get a car. No, I love driving down PCH with the wind blowing in my hair and my light blue drop top Chrysler Sebring convertible with the tan interior. I used to want a Chrysler Sebring convertible. Unfortunately, they don't make the cars no more, but I'm still gonna get it. I'm still gonna get it. In the future, though. In the future, I don't drive anymore right now. But, write down your goals. Create a power playlist with some of your favorite songs. that get you in the mood to slay like the queen that you are. Yes. Yes. Start repeating these mantras every day in the mirror. Take it a step further, power pose. Take it a step even further, power pose while having no clothes. Just you and yourself in the mirror. Or just give your negative inner critic a name. Name her. Humanize her. Remember that she is only trying to help you. She just doesn't know how to go about doing that in a healthy way. So we're not going to hate that part of ourselves, but we're going to calmly, collectly gather her up and read her and let her know that's not what we're doing anymore. Yeah? Your goal for this week is to do one of those 5 things. Alrighty. And next week, when I come to you and I ask you if you did one of those things, I want to hear yes. Yes? Exactly, Your Majesty. Now tell me what other goals you have for this week coming up. Go. Yes. I love to see it. I love to see it. I cannot wait to talk to you next week and be like, okay, Queen, spill the tea. What happened? And I'm going to hear all about how you slayed those goals. Because my goals for next week. Today is day 2 of phase 1 for 75 hard. Well, technically it's called live hard now. So by next week, I'll be on day 9 of 30 days. And my goal is to start creating content, creating and posting short form content. Now that I know Think and Grow Rich, I knew all of these things. It was more confirming all of these things for me. I have an amazing mentor who I can now call a friend, whose name is Lisa Arguin. And she taught me since junior year of high school all about my ego, all about spirituality, and how to take a moment every day to breathe deeply, to center myself, to live in the present moment. All these tenets that Think and Grow Rich went over, she's ingrained in me already. She sparked that curiosity into my spiritual journey, which I started seriously in 2020. So reading Think and Grow Rich just confirmed all of those things for me. So my goal right now is to find what I truly desire right here, right now. And all those goals that I've had since 2012, find that one goal that I truly desire, that I am willing to give up everything, do whatever it is possible to get to that goal. Find that goal, write it down, and control my mind so that I can get it. So my goal for next week, day 9 of phase 1 for Live Hard, and to write down my desire, figure out my one true desire right now, and start working towards it. Alrighty, well, that is all I have for today. I want you to take what we discussed today and apply it to the real world and what's going on in our country as well, and what's going on in the world. Stay informed always, but protect your peace. Okay? The best way that you can help is stepping in your purpose and walking in your purpose. What were you put on this earth to do? Because you were put on this earth for a reason. You are magnificent. You are powerful, and your life has purpose. There are people waiting for you to do what it is that only you can do, to save their lives. That is how you help. That is how you keep going. So stay positive and stay walking in your purpose. Okay, Your Majesty? Alrighty, I will see you back here next week, same time, same place. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today on the Royal Reset podcast, and I cannot wait to speak to you next week. All right? Okay. Bye.